So, I'm 40 years old. I wrestled full time for 6 years, and I have no injuries, like nothing. Like I've had 30 concussions, but I feel like I function pretty well. I run a clinic, a natural health care clinic, and I have like good relationships, and I feel well rested, and like my life is super good, and so I don't think that I have any long-term damage from concussions. And as far as my joints and back and everything, I thought I had hip pain for 15 years, and I thought, well, I have permanent damage. This is just from being a heavy gymnast, a competitive power lifter, and a pro wrestler. But it turned out that if you eat clean, a non-inflammatory diet, and get good sleep and stay away from toxins like alcohol, tobacco, recreational drug use, your body actually heals itself super quickly and reduces inflammation. You're fine. I mean, I legitimately took Advil every single day for 15 years because of hip pain, and then I took out inflammatory foods, and my hip pain totally resolved. And I think there are so many broken down wrestlers who say like, oh, wrestling just wrecked my body, and it's like, well, no, you're wrecking your body yourself, because you're taking recreational drugs, you're eating garbage food, and a lot of health foods that are prepackaged at GNC or whatever. Your body has to process all those, your kidneys, your liver, all that stuff has to be processed out. So anyway, it's causing inflammation. So I really believe that if you do all of these maneuvers well, and you take good care of your body by getting good nutrition and good sleep, your body should be able to recover from what you do in here. I know that it is like every match is like being in a car, like 30 car accidents, because you are jarring your body. But I think the body is super resilient, and it will heal itself. You just have to take the responsibility to nourish it well. That's just my theory. Like I said, just because I say it, there might be lots of people who disagree. And I think a lot of people like to play the victim. They don't want to take responsibility. But I will say that my matches were at most 12 minutes long. And some of those guys, like, they took more chair shots. They did more ladder matches, more, so there are a few performers who really did more dangerous things. But if you're just doing matches, telling the story of good versus evil, a bump, no matter from what height, if you're doing it properly, it should not cause long-term damage, in my opinion. So, like I said, take it with a grain of salt. So.
How would you adapt as far as one thing I want to keep getting better at among other things is in-ring communication. And I feel like, I don't know, but I'm guessing on house shows, it would be, I guess, maybe easier to communicate because they might be less standard. I'm curious, like, what performance you would have as far as how to communicate and bring it out, really giving it away.
Yep. So one of the keys, or something that every excellent wrestler has, and it's the ability to memorize choreography, but also call things on the fly. But to be honest, at the elite level, Sasha Banks is a perfect example. We had a 30-woman battle royal. Was there 30 of us, I think, at the battle royal just in January? Was it in January? Yeah. I was like, it seems like a lifetime ago. But yeah, so just recently, and Sasha Banks was in there for 45 minutes, took everybody's finishing move, and had to remember the choreography of every interaction that she had. And that's extraordinary. And there was an actor that filmed that WCW movie. Chris Canyon was in it. Ready to Rumble. The main actor, the main bad guy in that movie that was not a wrestler but like an actual actor, he said the good actors never forget their lines. And I think that that's true for pro wrestling. Like, really skilled wrestlers know what the choreography is, and they just don't forget it. So as far as calling things in the ring, on a televised event, that should only happen if something goes terribly wrong. Like, if somebody gets hurt or something. But I would say 95% of my televised matches, we didn't have to communicate because everyone was at that level where they just knew what was happening next. Now, on a smaller scale, like on the indies, where maybe not everyone has that practice of memorizing long sequences, you do have to communicate verbally. And sometimes I've utilized the referee, where here, I already know if that's gonna record. So let's just say that somebody does a move where they jump over the top rope and they hurt their knee. Okay, I hurt my knee. And I'm like, crap, my next spot is supposed to be a high spot. So I'm not used to yelling, I'm usually very quiet. I need to change the entire sequence or say I can't, I'm hurt. I'd say to the audience, like, you tell her, whatever. And then quietly I would say, go to the heat. Something small. And then people go with me. Like, hey, you better whatever. And then quietly would say, like as you're shoving her saying, okay, go to the heat. Like saying whatever the improvise is going to be. Or charge her for something or something. And so I would just do the referee. First do the big display. I'm talking to the referee on purpose. I'm quietly saying something to him after I do the big dramatic yell. And then he does the same thing. He does a big dramatic yell to the other person and then quietly says what the next thing is. When I'm covering someone, sometimes I'll give them a reminder. So like we'll do a maneuver and there's like a spot afterwards while I'm covering. Everyone's watching the referee's hand. 1, 2, and so while they're watching the referee's hand, I might whisper to the person what the next thing is. Sometimes during a rehearsal, or like while they're coming off the ropes, I'll say it like while we're right here. Probably like clothesline, whatever, drop down here, kind of thing I'm going to do. So, I usually, like I said, it's good to memorize it. But if you have to call something, it would just be like a short, like reverse, or a clothesline, or take a heat, or fire up, or just something real brief. You don't want to be called. When people are in the corner and they're about to throw someone off, and they're like, okay, blah 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 blah. Okay, it's like, if you're up, it should be. And I don't usually call it when I'm in the corner about to throw them off. I usually call it as I'm throwing, personally. And that gives them less time to think about it, but like I said, hopefully if you're wrestling with someone who can listen and react in at least a couple seconds of time, you can be like, okay, this is what next. I haven't had, on the indies, I would say I had more talking. To my next one. And a lot of it was, when I saw the guys working the leg and stuff during the heat, other than telling the person to fire up, which is there doesn't need to be a lot of talking because the big face is just selling. On the indies, I was told every time you meet the wrestlers, you're supposed to shake everyone's hand. You're supposed to shake it lightly because that's a secret handshake that's like kayfabe. So that's what I did on the indies everywhere I went. And then I get to the WCW and WWF, and they're like, what's wrong with your handshake? Like, they were like shocked, like, what is that? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, it's our secret handshake, don't you know? And they're like, no, that's stupid. Like, just shake my hand like a man. And I was like, oh, okay. So that was one thing that I was shocked to find out that it was just an indie thing, not an actual like wrestling thing. The other thing is that on the indies, maybe now it's different, but most shows didn't have a hard camera or like a videotape. And so I didn't learn until I got to TV that you had to play towards a certain camera angle or a certain side as far as your top rope maneuvers or even just being more aware of where the cameras are, because you don't want to look into the camera. You want to look like, so this guy's got a camera here, but I don't want to look at the camera. I want to be looking like around this camera. And so to not look at the camera is sometimes hard to learn. A lot of people are like, their eyes just go into the camera. They're like, oh, let's just look at the camera. So yeah, not looking into the camera, but looking towards the camera was definitely a change from the indies. larger-than-life persona and kind of quirky and weird. I was like, okay, I can just copy what he's doing. So that worked for me. And even with Hurricane, I just kind of like copied whatever Hurricane was doing. And I like doing that. So it almost took the pressure off me to like be an original something, and I could just copy my team partner. Some people have it like burning in their heart that they're like, oh, I have this gimmick and this character, it's gonna be awesome. And if that's you, I admire that. I think that's fantastic. I just don't have that in me to like. It's like I'd like to be the boring receptionist gimmick, you know, and they're like, oh, that doesn't really play well on TV, you know. So yeah, does that answer your question?
So I'm generally a babyface in matches, and sometimes I come across they feel becoming too stiff with me during the heat, and I don't know how to give a speech. I don't believe in giving a speech. What is your experience? How to handle that? Because obviously we want to protect each other.
That's an excellent question. So I got beat up a lot on the indies. One from either girls who did not know what they were doing, or two from girls that were jealous, evil bitches. Like, it exists, okay? Some people are so miserable in the world that they just want to inflict misery on others. It happens. And I wish I could, I wish that wasn't the case, but I have been beat up in front of a live audience a few times on the indies and a couple of times on my television career as well, but mostly it happened on the indies. And so I had heard, well, if somebody's stiffing you up, you just gotta give it right back to them. You show them you can't take it. I never stiff anybody, ever. And I just couldn't, because I felt like it was that I was being wrong, and I just was raised that two wrongs don't make a right, and you just don't do that. And it is a tough spot, because it's like you want to be, you want to have matches, you want to get in-ring experience, and so, especially for the girls, your choices are so limited about who you're going to be paired up with, close to where you live. The only other worker you might have is somebody who is running you. And it's tough when you're brand new, because you haven't really earned the right to tell someone else what to do, but you also know as a human being you should be treated with dignity and respect and not be intentionally harmed. So it is a really tough balance. And so in the beginning, I just took it. I just got beat up. And after the match, I thought the fans got ripped off, and it was upsetting to me. But I just carried on, you know, and I just took it. There was one time in the Northeast here, it was in Delaware for Jim Kenner's ECWA, and I got beat up for real for about 15 minutes straight, and I couldn't even sell it as a babyface appropriately, because I was like really getting hurt. You know, it's fun if somebody kicks you in the ribs in a pro wrestling movie, you know, and then come back to something else. But when you get kicked in the ribs like real, and you're just down like this, like that's not entertaining. It sucks. You know, it's awful. So no, I never gave receipts back. I just took it and then tried not to wrestle that person again. You know, like it sucks, but or sometimes I would talk to the promoter and say, hey, did you see that? How do you feel that it looked? What do you think you could have done better or differently? In hopes that the promoter would be the one to tell the other girl, hey, knock that shit off. No, like that's just not, because I didn't want to be the one to break the news that that's not okay. I'd always hoped that the promoter would have my back. And that's where, when you build up a good reputation, just as like a person, more people will come to bat for you, and you shouldn't have to give receipts because someone else will like defend you. So Dean Malenko was one of my trainers, and Jim Ross had the idea that I would be one of the Godfather's hoes. I just didn't want to do that, and but I wasn't in a position where I could just be like, I'm not doing that, I'm doing this. It's like, well, no, I want a job with the WWF. So Dean Malenko, because he was my trainer, one of my trainers, and a friend, he kind of got in the ear of Jim Ross, and they're like, yeah, she could do that, but don't you kind of see her as more of a this? And so he kind of advocated for me in kind of help the company steer in a different direction. And so I think that's part of when you have a solid reputation of someone who works hard and is good to people, you don't always have to defend yourself. People will stand up for you.
What advice would you have for emotionally catching the audience?
Your face is the money. The face is the money. I don't care if there's 6 people in the audience or 600 people in the audience. If your face is expressing pain or victory or frustration or whatever you want the audience to feel, your face is where it shows. So whatever you're selling, which I'm sure your trainers tell you this, but it's so true. If somebody kicks you in the back, you don't want to go, oh, my back hurts. Nobody can see that. You want to come up, so that everybody can see, oh, in the back, the actions. Or even if, let's say, somebody chokes you on the ropes, if you have your head down, they can't see, but if you're your face up, then they go, oh. So then they feel sympathy for you. And as far as connecting as a heel, this is what's kind of fun on the indies is that you can yell at the audience to get them riled up. You don't really do that on TV. You don't yell directly at the audience. But it can be fun as a heel as far as drawing the emotion to pick on somebody that you can see and then they're with their friends, especially if you can tell someone who's very spirited fan, to pick on them is a fun way to bring them into it. But really, whatever story you're telling, your face, the fans should see it and they should respond by matching your emotion in a sense. Any other questions? Stuff?
What would you tell people about how to deal with fame when it comes? Yeah.
Okay. That's such a great question. I feel like I can talk for hours about this. Okay. So, some people I feel are just meant to be famous. It's they're just in the zone and they thrive off of the energy and it's just they're just born to be a star. And so there may be a few of you in here where that's just you were just meant to be on TV, you were meant to be the showman, all that stuff. I feel like I'm not one of those people. It was a weird thing that I went from making sandwiches at Subway to all of a sudden I'm on television in front of millions of people. And it was not good for me. I knew about 3 years into it that it was wearing me down on the inside, and here's why. For some reason, our culture, and maybe in other countries too, but we kind of idolize someone who was on TV. Even if they have no skills or talents, if they were on TV, there's something about that people look up to or fascinated with. And so for me, there was 2 parts of it. Okay, so I believe that God is meant to be worshipped, not people meant to be worshipped. And it feels like you're being worshipped when people want your autograph on their arm and the next time you see them, they've got your name tattooed on their skin. Or there's people who know everything about you, or they're, just over the top, excited to see you. And so there's a part of your ego or thing where you're kind of puffed up, wow, these people think I'm amazing, listen to all that cheering, or oh, look at their, they think I'm really cool. But then deep down, I know myself. I know that I'm not that cool or great or awesome. I have selfish tendencies. I could list all these character defects and all these things about me that are super shitty. But these people don't know that. So in a way I feel like a liar or like a poser, and I feel like a fake, a phony. And it's hard to be feeling like you're living a lie, or if these people really knew me, then they wouldn't think I'm that great. And so it's just this weird balance of, it feeds the ego, but then inside it also makes you feel awful that you're lying, that people think you're something great and you're not. So for me it was really, really hard on me. I was always trying to keep up an image, but super scared that my humanness was gonna come out and then someone was gonna be crushed and devastated, oh my gosh, I heard all these nice things about her, I thought she was such a nice person, and then I just saw her bitch out the flight attendant or whatever because I'm tired and crabby and don't feel good that day or whatever, and it's always feeling like people are watching you and judging you, and it can be super emotionally draining. And really, about 3 years in, it was wearing on me, and I was like, I am not cut out for this. And I kept doing it because I know that I'm not going to make that kind of money anywhere else, and that people all over the world would give anything to be where I was at, and I didn't want to take that for granted, and I did want to see the world and travel, and there were experiences that were important to me, but I knew that the whole fame thing was just not, I just was not cut out for it. I didn't have like there's like an inner strength where you have to be super confident in who you are and to not let other people's perspectives like wreck you. I mean, I was so upset when people would say I was fat. Like, it just really, really hurt me. It's like, why should I care? Like, okay, so maybe I was 20 pounds heavier than what the chart says that I should weigh for my height and bone structure. But I really let the media perception of me like get inside, and it really was bad for me. So when I left wrestling, I mean, I didn't go into Hollywood, try to be on TV commercials or do any, like I just kind of left show business stuff because, and even at the Royal Rumble, they asked me to do it and I was honored, but really, I didn't really want to be like on stage. Like, I wanted to hang out with everybody backstage, but I just didn't want to be on TV because I knew that I'd already been there, done that, and it wasn't, even though it was cool, and I get blessings, I get to be here today because I was on TV. But it's like sometimes you seek, like, if only I could make it on TV, all my dreams would come true, and everything would be perfect in the world. Let's get this guy.
like that. I was like, okay, well, that's this. It's not like nobody knows to do that. But every time somebody gets that, headlock, first time, there we go.
But the way that before you lock up, your confidence in how you're carrying yourself as you're squaring up is important, and then your initial contact, right away let the fans know, like, ooh, these guys mean business, and it draws them in. If you were kind of lackadaisical in your lockup, and your chain stuff, then the fans would be like, oh, well, they're not, these guys aren't that good, they're not trying that hard. But when you just start out right out the gate of like, then the fans go, ooh, like on the edge of their seat, what's going to happen with these guys? You guys did that awesome.
For a big man.
And then, even when you squared up again, it was like you never lost eye contact. It was like, what's this guy gonna do? Like everybody could tell that you guys were totally focused on taking the other guy down. So that was super good. You guys training? Who's your main trainer? George. What I liked about what George did is that you could tell he was taking control. And so sometimes if you're working with someone maybe you haven't worked with before, or you when you're like chain wrestling, George did a good job of direction. On what to do. So like if he didn't know exactly where he was going with it, you were like telling him where to go, and that sometimes you need to, and it's helpful. Because there are times when someone's doing something to me, and I was like, what am I supposed to think this way or this way? Because I've never worked with that person, I don't know what they're trying to do. But if they can give me extra nudges, whether it's pulling my hair back into position or somehow adjusting me so that I know how to sell it properly, that's good. That's like teamwork, you know. So I never mind if somebody, if I'm doing my body this way and they want me this way, for them to grab me, pull me in, oh, that's right. You know, so that's a good way to non-verbally communicate where you want the person. So So somebody had asked me, was there something different on the Indies than in the WWE, and I mentioned the handshake. The other thing is that in the WWE, they're not as verbal as on the Indies. So on the Indies, you'll hear a lot of, oh, stop, get off the air, whatever type of yelling, and that doesn't really happen that much when you're on television because you don't need to be verbal because your face is being portrayed on the big screen. So even the people in the back row can just glance up at the TV screens in the arena and see. But so when I was on the Indies, I did a lot of vocally selling, more aggressive. And when you get to the television level, you don't need to because your face should express enough where you don't need your voice. So it's totally fine for the Indies. A lot of times you're just expressing yourself and telling a story and people can hear what you're feeling. But it's not necessary to be vocal if your face and your body language is good. If your face and your body language are excellent, you don't need to be verbal. So that was good that he stepped out of his comfort zone and did a little bit of aggressive stuff. So.